Hello, 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 my Mad Scrappers. I am back with card number 4 in the 14 and 14. We've skipped a day. I know that. I can do math too. But somewhere along the lines, I'm going to catch up with you guys, okay? So don't stop carting. Don't give up on me yet, okay? But this is the newest card I came to. This took me left field. It wasn't something I was planning, and I don't even know why I went left field on this. But I did. So this is a card with a diagonal stamped panel. And these pieces are washi tape. So let's see how I made this card. It's really, really easy. Part of it is, as always, being prepared. So I suddenly have stuck in my head, the new earworm is that song from Lion King, Be Prepared. And there you go. And that was your musical tone for the night. Okay, so I already know this is an A2 card, so I've already got a card base, A2, and I've got my panels. Most of my panels already cut out. And I've done this because remember what I said, if you're going to make 1, make 10. Cut 10. So that's what I am doing. That is my goal for this series, is all of these cards are going to be used to be added to my donation fodder. And this one, because of the stamp I used, I can leave it on the inside and it'll be wonderful. I mean, in this one, I have decorated the inside too, and I put Happy Valentine's Day and a couple of hearts, but it will be left blank for it because I just love the sentiment. Let your heart guide you, it whispers. So listen closely. I think it's perfect. So I decided to turn it into a Valentine's card, but it can also, it lends itself to anything else. So, and that's mainly why I use that sentiment particularly. But we're going to take a second real quick and we're going to do part of the easy work now, just because I like to cheat on the front end. It's kind of like, you know, because remember, life is short. Eat dessert first. So life is even shorter. Let's do the fun part first. Or, you know, it's like, oh, let's do the easy thing first. Not that anything in this card is difficult. Maybe one part a little tricky. But other than that, it's just fine. This is a fairly quick card to put together. And I think about it when you look at it, you could do, I mean, this I've done with washi tape. Kid you not. The flowers are washi tape. And that's all I'm going to put together now because I still have to do the rest. But you will see. So let me go to, where do I go? Let's do the die cutting really quick. And I'm doing that only because I want to show you one thing I did to make it go a little bit easier, a little bit faster. I haven't done all the die cutting yet, but I hit on my idea when I did this first one. I'm like, you Dingledorf. I know that I can at least cut 2 layers with this die and Mr. Marquis, Senor Marquis, Don Marquis. So we are going to go with that premise. And we're going to take it and we're going, so I've layered 2 pieces of paper that happen to be the color I want for the top of my heart, okay? And we're just going to run it through real quick. Oh my goodness. Let me move my little jar. There we go. Out of the way. Because once this thing, the suction on it sticks to the panel, forget it, man. There's no moving the marquee. But now I've got 2 little hearts and I will go back off camera and I'm going to use up all of this paper as much as I can because I need 10 total. But now I'm going to remove my, my heart and I'm going to go because I am going to layer this up to give it a little bit of strength. So I'm now going to use the same thing. This is just literally scrap pink paper I had, you know, in my stash, and I had these 2 strips. So yes, one is bigger than the other one. Who cares? Oh my goodness, there's I can hear a 3-year-old screaming in the background. I wonder what she's upset about now. It's always something. It's hard to be 3. Okay, let me move this a little bit out of my way. But again, I know I can cut 2 layers. And for this, I need, you know, I'll be pulling more paper. I have more scraps there. Because I need for each heart, I need 2 layers because I want to reinforce this paper is not super thick or strong. So I want to make it a nice stiff heart. Although, quite honestly, I could probably get away with just the one, but I don't want to. Let's not short shrift this heart. But what I'm going to eventually do off camera is cut all these strips of paper up and use them. But right now, for our purposes, you just need me to see me do that. Blah. And that is the entirety. No, it's not the entirety of our die cutting, but it's the entirety of the die cutting I'm going to do with the marquee for right now. What I am going to do is to go ahead really quick and layer this baby up. Okay, so that is already now. Let me just smush it down. My heart is already done. Let me grab my little container of bleachy wipes is right here handy. Let's clean up that little puddle. Except, you know what? Let me do this in reverse order, because look what I have here already. I already have my sentiment because I stamped the inside. So let's do that first real quick as soon as I locate where I put that blessed little, oh, it's right here. Hello, it's right in front of me. So let's do the stamp. Let's stamp the inside of this first. Really quick. I remember I put that at the 6-inch mark. And then let me grab, I keep now almost all my magnets right here because this desk is metal. So I can just stick them to the edge of the drawer, and they're super handy. That has been a great, for me at least, it's been a great boom. And we are going to, because it is my favorite ink to use for stamping sentiments, we're going straight to VersaFine. And I'm using black, where I've lately been, you've been seeing me, I've been using the red, but I did because I did the panel that has the lettering. That is not paper, people, that is stamping. And I did that to show you that sometimes if you don't have what you want, you got to make do. And in this case, that was me making do, was to make something else work. And I think, because I personally feel that a stamp, everybody should have, it should be an essential, I think, a stamp with a bunch of words on it. So now here we go with my Happy Valentine's, but I'm going to ask for forgiveness because I'm going to have to remove this to do the background. Give me a couple of minutes. You won't know about it, but I'm going to stamp out all my other cards real quick. Be right back. All right, guys, pop quiz. How many of you were paying attention when I said that I wasn't going to be stamping the inside of the cards because I'm going to be donating these? All right? Tell me in the comments. I want to see how many of you were paying attention, because it occurred to me as I started stamping, oh, you ding-a-ling. So what I did is I only stamped half of them, because some of them are going to be meant to be Valentine's, because I go half and half. I donate half the cards of kindness, half to cards for Cubs. And what I also went ahead and did was stamp the back of them while I was at it. So that's already done, because you really don't need to see that. That is my personal opinion, though, okay? But, in the name of trying to keep this video short, that's the point. So let me stop talking and start doing, okay? So now I'm going to set that card aside because I'm done with the base right now. Now I have my 2 panels that need stamping. This one is going to go on the top of this, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment here. So let's go for that sentiment next. So let me come back here to, hang on, give me a second to locate the stamps. Peeps, let me assure you that nothing derails workflow faster than not being able to find the stamp that you need. Fortunately for me, I cannot find the packaging for this stamp, but I had left it stuck to the Misty, and I remembered, wait a minute, I took it off and I washed it and set it aside, and that's where I found it was set aside. This is an Elizabeth Craft stamp. I have my suspicions that I might have left it at my sister's. I don't know for certainty, though, so I can't state, because I meant to do some of this stamping, at least for the other cards, except for the one that I was going to use for the tutorial. Either way, I'm sure it'll turn up tomorrow. Not today, though, just for, on pure principle. Anyway, this card, this one, the one that I'm stamping with the sentiment, I want to let you know that this one, the whole card is A2. I should have told you. This panel, I cut down to 4 1/4 by, no, it's not. No, it's not. Wrong way. This one is 4 by 5 1/4. So it is, yeah, 4 by 5 1/4. This panel is a little bit smaller, as you can see. It goes on the inside. Why is that scratched up? Let's use the not scratched up, right? Oh my goodness, let me grab another piece that's not either scratched up. Actually, it doesn't matter, because this part won't be seen. So regardless, so this part, the front panel, I call it, is 3 1/4 by 5. Okay, this stamped panel. It goes here, because then it's going to be covered. That's why I'm not worried. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I sure as baloney did. So I'm going to stamp my stamp down here. You will notice that I went ahead and removed the little piece of washi tape I had in there, because I used that to align. I forget what it was I was like. No, actually I did. That's where it is. I bet you my packaging is there now that I think about it, because I have stamped all of these panels. The only one I didn't stamp is this one. That's it. I'm going to have to call my sister and say, yo, did I leave a stamp over there? Did you find a stamp yet? Because there you go. But anyway, I just put my little piece of paper there. I put my handy dandy little magnet. And now all I'm going to do is align this down into this left lower corner. Pretty much on the other ones, on this one, I left it too high. I did not realize that. I wasn't paying attention. This one is too high, but it still worked. But I want it down here lower. So we're going to do this one better, right? Yes. So that's pretty lined up. We're going to leave it there. And then we're going to come back with my ink, which, where did that ink pad just goes? Right here. I just got it out of the way, like really out of the way, so I wouldn't get ink on my hands or paper or whatever, because I've already done that. But thus far, we're doing good for this video. But the video is young. I still have time to make a mistake. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But now I'm just going to rub it really quick. Don't need a fancy tool. Don't feel like using a fancy tool. So mini me will be sad in the remain sad in the drawer. And there you go. And that's all I need to do with this. Let me just take a moment and let me clean up clean the stamp off. And now I'm really going to have to find a safe place for it until I find the packaging it goes to. So I may put it, you know, together with the other. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do for right now. Is I'm just going to tuck it in with this guy, with my other Elizabeth Craft, just so it doesn't get misplaced. Because I'm afraid if I leave it out here and wait for the packaging, it's going to go way well. So there, that is a solution to my problem. I'm going to close this up for a moment because I'm going to be coming back to this in a minute. And we're now going to adhere this layer down. And now we're going to, ooh, I got to be careful because there is ink right there. So you can see that this ink was not fully dry yet. So we're going to come over here. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. I think you can. And let me just really quickly just center that. And that is done. And now, really quick, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to clean that ink up. Because that is nothing but trouble for me with a capital T that begins with P and begins with pool. And if you know the lyrics to where that is from, bonus points. I want to hear who knows. And that's very, very badly paraphrased. But, okay, so now we're going to go, we're going to do the panel, this panel. We're going to stamp our sentiment panel. Now, if you've got paper that has words and you want to do something similar to this, by all means. I'm doing it the hard way, kind of, sort of, because I wanted you guys to know that, look, when you don't have the paper that you want to use, you can make the paper you want to use. So I believe firmly that everyone should have a background stamp with words on it. I have about 2 or 3 of them. At least this is my biggest one. And when I saw this, I bought this at Joann's on a sale. And I'm like, oh, this is exactly it because it's big. It's 6 by 6. So it absolutely works for my purpose. Now, the tricky part is working with it. The good thing is it's got a border. I figured it out. I had to, on a couple of them, I had the double stamping and it moved out of my place. So for me, this is what works for me. Literally whipping out all of the magnets I have. And I'm going to put these really, the better ones, the bigger ones on the edge here. And then I'm going to go put one here. I'm going to grab another one and put it there. And I'm going to hold it into place. And this is exaggerated, but it works. Actually, and I'll take another one down here. Because what I did is, I did all of this. And then I grabbed these guys as well. And that's how I kept it. When you have to do production work like I did, and I had to stamp 10 of them, that makes that easy. And then what I did is I put my card base. It doesn't really matter where you put it. Just put it. And I just grabbed some washi tape. And I have plenty of this tape and this is from my teal tape from Diamond Press. And it works just as good. For this purpose, I prefer this. There you go. And essentially, it's just teal washi tape. So, and I did 3 to hold this panel in place. And I just rolled them around. And I'm going to try to get them to stick together. And there you go. Now they did. And I have that. And now I'm just going to pick it up. Let's see how straight it is, because I do want it to be straight. But you know what actually I'm going to do? Since I know it's about right here, I'm going to line it down here. And if it's good, it's good. There we go. I'm going to line it to my, which is what I think I did the last time. Hello. There we go. Okay. So now it's aligned nicely. Now I'm going to grab, this is where I had a bit of difficulty. This is where I was talking about that the Simon Says didn't work so well. And I struggled. I did about 2 or 3 panels and they were kind of like double stamping. And then I was also struggling with the stamp itself. And maybe that was my problem. Maybe it wasn't the ink. Maybe it was the idiot using the ink pad. But right now I'm going to my VersaFine because it's my favorite. So, and of course now I had to close it on my hand, but I got plenty of ink on my stamp, although I think maybe I didn't go high enough. We're about to find out. What I learned in doing this is I go all the way around the edge first, and then I seem to do better pressing down with my hand as opposed to the stamping tool. And see, now you look at it and you can see where you went, where I didn't put enough pressure. So either there's not enough pressure right there or not enough ink. So now that I pressed harder, that was it. I just didn't put enough pressure down. So, but right here, it looks a little bare. So let's just give it a little added pressure just so it has that even look. And there you go, a perfectly stamped panel. And like I did, if you're going to do production, or even for future use, you might as well, if you're going to do one, stamp up a bunch of panels and have them set aside for future use. I should have done more. Now that I think about it, I should listen to myself. But for purposes of this tutorial, we are quitting while we are ahead. Okay, so now we're done with that. So I'm setting my stamping tool aside. And now we're going to tape our little tapes, take our tapes off, and we're setting them aside for future use as well. Put them up here on my little, I have a little shelf here with 2 plants in. That's where I keep a bunch of my tapes and stuff like that. Right there, handy. So now, but remember, this is cornered. Because otherwise, if I put it down like that, suddenly you can't see the words. Well, that's sad. So now we're going to take, and I'm going to grab my little trimmer, my small Tim Holtz, put that away because we're done with stamping. And we're going to pick up the panel. And it's always important, pay attention, people, to the direction of your words. I'm not going to tell you why. Okay, why I know this. But, so this is up. This way is up, and we're cutting on the diagonal. So make sure which way is up before you cut in the wrong direction. Just stating the obvious. And all I do is I line up the corners, the 2 corners here. So I'm lining up this corner and this corner with the edge of my trimmer. And it takes a little bit of widgeting because you put one in line and then the other one goes out of line. And then you widget it, so it takes a little bit of patient fine tuning. Take your time, okay? That, just do it. And then you do that. Whomp. And now you have 2 triangles. We're only going to use the top one. I'm saving all of my bottom triangles. And I will do something else for them at a future date. We will find another class. Heck, I can make the same card in reverse with the panels on the bottom. But I'm not going to. I'm going to follow my own directions. And now I'm going to adhere this panel down. So we're just going to lay down a little bit of tape here. Just really all the way around the corner. Really quickly. In theory. There we go. And then again, we've got, see, this takes a minute to dry. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to, because I want to stay centered. So there we go. I just put something down on it that I don't care. And I'm aligning up to the edge. And so it looks more or less even. Doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect is God. There we go. And now I have that done. But no, wait, there's more because, hello, we still need all of our decorations, right? So here comes the other bit tricky, bit tedious part. But before I do that part, we got to clean the mat yet again. So, there you go. So now we have our friend, the washi tape panel. And what I used is this washi tape that you saw in a previous mail call that I got from Pink Fresh. And I bought the washi tape and I bought the die that cuts out the washi tape. I already have it here, so you'll see it. But this is from Pink Fresh, and I think it's still available. So I will link it down below. Watch for a sale. But that's why I got it, and I loved it. The washi tape is just spectacular. It's beautiful. So here is where it does get a little tricky, a little finagly. I just cut. I still haven't finished doing all the panels. But I just cut 8.5 by 11 paper, and I, cardstock. I did the lightweight because it's going to be layered down, so it doesn't matter. And I just cut it in half, so it's 4.25. This is where it's fidgety, and you're going to need a bone folder. Here it is, it's right in front of me. I use this one, seemed to work better. What works for me is I pull out a little bit. I pulled it out, and I may still, it depends. It's like I have one or two methods, and if one doesn't work, then I go the other way. So, and it's consistently inconsistent. But I lay down the tape. I lay down the very beginning of the tape, and I don't care so much about centering as I care about it not, being straight. Does that make sense? That's what I'm most concerned about, is that it stays straight. So then I get here, I glue it right at the end, or glue it, but I press down so that this part right here, the very end, is already down. And then I start pulling. I pull a little bit, and if it works with my finger, see, it already did not. I already had a problem right there. So then I could come in with my bone tool and flatten it out if it wants to crease. And it does want to crease. Trust me on this. So we will hold that. We'll pull another little bit. This is tedious work, okay? And this will be the longest segment of this video, watching me do it. But you will, it'll make sense. And see, I'm having problems with it wanting to crease, which means I came out crookedy somewhere. So you find yourself, and I had gotten down to where I was doing this without having any crookedy parts, but now I'm doing it on camera. So of course, it's not working. So let's see, we're gonna try one more time. If it still wants to crease, it wants to crease. Okay, here is, if this doesn't work, and you saw, and it will work, it can work. I'm just uncoordinated. What I do instead is I pull the entire piece out. Usually what this means is I've stretched it on this end. And since washi tape is very, very sticky, and you want to be very careful and tender in pulling this off. So I do not claim to be the expert in doing this. I'm probably no better off than you are. Maybe I'm probably worse off than you are. But I pulled it all the way out. And now I take my big scissors and I cut it off the roll. Just enough to leave it so that, because we are going to be die cutting this. And now I set it aside. And now we're going to go from this end. If it doesn't work the other way, I seem to have good luck with doing it from this end. Yep, see, I can already tell this is going to be different. So now, see, it's just weird. I don't know why, because I did about 3 or 4 panels the other way, and it worked just fine. But I also found if I started to struggle, and I believe it's because I stretch it out on that end. But see, the minute, so if one way don't work, don't struggle with it, guys. Just, pull it out if you get something. I mean, this is not the only one they do that's like this, but oh my gosh, do I love this one. And see, this is where the stretchy part is. And I'm probably just going to go in with my bone folder and press the rest of it out. The very, very end, I don't care because it doesn't appear. It gets die cut out. So see, now I have my panel all done, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to die cut it. So we're going to grab, and although this feels awful flimsy, I want to think that actually, now that I think about it, I use thicker. I use my 100-pound paper. This is the 80-pound paper. Oh no! I know what I did. I used 80-pound, and this I used the less expensive. I wasn't even thinking when I cut these panels out. So I'm going to make this easy on myself now. When you do a Dingledorf move like this, I'm just going to double up the paper. I have plenty of this cheap paper, so I'm just going to lay down. Oh, I think, let's see. This glue, I just heard air. Air came out. And I haven't been getting air in a while, but no, okay, it's still working. But we may use up, we might be sacrificing the last of this glue to do this, which is to glue these two panels together. And that's what I'm going to do. And then I will die cut it out really quickly. So there you guys go. There's the mistake of the day. Don't think about what you're doing, and don't use cheap paper. And I think I was just, going through, okay, I'm going to get all these panels done. And I did not think about the paper I was grabbing. And that's okay. So now I've done that, and I'm going to lay this panel right straight on top of it and just press it down. And again, I'm not concerned about being straight or anything, so I'm just going to go straight to vroom. And I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure this puppy is good and glued down. Okay, so now we're ready to rock and roll. So now it's all about aligning this, and this is where I'm grateful that I have my Anna Griffin for this, because this is no small feat of aligning it. So I have it here. I have, you know, my regular sandwich. When it's brand new, I normally don't need the metal shim, I'll be honest with you, but because of this and I've had to double up on the paper, I'm going to go ahead and leave it in. But I'm going to go ahead and lay down my taped panel. Let me come up here so you can see better what I'm doing. And then I got to lay this down and line it up. And this is where having did you see how it snapped? Look at that. It snaps into place. For this, I can't beat using the mat. Nobody's mat is this magnetic. I'm telling you right now, and I own the Gemini. I own all of the Geminis, in fact. And for this alone, this is why I tend to use, I'll be honest with you, I use Anna more. The Gemini has better pressure, absolutely hands down. But it also, the better pressure, you know, sometimes you do have too much of a good thing. And you end up with warpage. That's what I notice. So for the most part, you see me using Anna. So here we go. So now we've got that all aligned as I jabbered away. And now let's turn on our machine and we're going to run it through real quick. And we'll see. And I'm going to run it all the way through. It's gone all the way through, right? I'm going to run it in reverse. I'm going to bring it back. And we're going to test it. We're going to check it. In fact, I think for good measure, I'm going to run it twice and save myself the aggravation, because I don't mind, and hopefully you don't either. But that way, and we'll see if running it through back and forth twice is enough. It should be, in all honesty. That I'm taking a little gluey stuff off my hands. Okay, so let's see. Let's take our plate off. And let's test this. Let's see how well. Oh, I think we did. Now see, there's a little bit here. I think I am going to shim it. That's what I'm going to do. So I think that's what I thought. I might have a problem with it, and that was with this. So let's see. Let's check it now. I think this time it's coming out. Oh, yeah, we're good. Except for one little piece right there. So let's carefully pull that off. I think I could just tear it off without. There we go. And you can't even tell. Now this, we're going to also, this is part of this, and I'm going to use it for a future card because I'm not using it for this one. Most of these pieces are going to get saved and they'll be done. So you'll be seeing these panels again in a future video. So now I'm going to toss this out. So now I know that it's the paper, and of this thin paper, I needed how many? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Three pieces of paper to shim it. And now we're pretty much ready to rock and roll with finishing the assembling of this card, which is not a whole heck of a lot needs to get done. So it's all about placing these. And it's just eyeballing it. I did put it up, pop it up on foam. So on that note, let's start with that first. Let's grab. So I didn't pop it up a lot because I'm going to double pop it up because the heart also gets popped up. So I'm back and I'm ready to put this little card together. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea where that other roll of tape is because this is the usual tape I use. And this is my, my very expensive 99-cent store tape. I don't know where that one came from. I didn't like working with it. I tossed it. It is in file 13 right now by Felicia. It's like, no. Okay, so meanwhile, back at the ranch, we are ready to put these together. So it's all about just placing, knowing where you put your flowers, and just kind of fiddly farting with them. And that's, very technical term. And knowing where you're going to put the heart. So I want to make it so obviously both my flowers and my heart is more or less center. And here's the other thing, of course, I have to be careful, is moving them around so that this one is not so insanely critical. It's this one because you don't want it to cover your sentiment. Okay, even with me going into the left corner, I could have possibly gone deeper, but not by much. But that makes a difference because this one will go right in between. I'm going to show you how I did this because I didn't put tape on this. Everything else has foam tape on it except for the heart. So I am ready now to take my foam tape out. So let me take my, no, that's not that one. I like these, or the black ones, whichever, are my Sharpie ones that make tape removal so much easier. And wow, these are coming. Well, now this is the upside to this funky tape, is the tape is coming off a lot easier than usual. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because remember what I say about my other tape is that no, it doesn't come off very easily because it's so insanely sticky. So we're going to now kind of like lay this down. I'm going like almost off the edge of the card. So I'm coming right up in the edge of the card. And that little flower will go right there, and it's sticking pretty good. So let me talk smack about this tape. Excuse me. Oh, I got like a tickle in my throat right now. And that's probably because I haven't drank water in a while because it's sitting out there on the dining room table where I left it when I had dinner. All right, so, and we're going to put this one up here by the same token. Maybe I want to, not too high, because I want to see a little bit of that corner. Why? I don't know. I just do. And there we go. So now it's all about placing the heart. Here it is. Right down here. And what I decided was to make it easier for me, because I couldn't figure out where to put this, is I grabbed some of this of my tape, and this is, and now I know I have room, so I know which one to grab. Excuse me. And I just cut a piece off. Where are my purple scissors? There are my purple scissors. Well, I like these purple scissors. My Crafter's Companion scissors are the best scissors to use to cut adhesive tape, bar none. What I'm doing now is I put the tape down. Normally we apply the tape to while we're sticking down. No, this time I'm putting the tape down where I want my heart to be, which is right here. And I'm really pressing down. Let's hope I don't regret that decision in a minute. Excuse me. And no, I think I'm going to regret that decision. It's less than a minute. We're going to peel this off just a little bit right here, because I'm going to have to trim it off. I cut too big. So now we have our happy little heart going right here, because I don't want to cover that flower. I don't want to cover this flower either. Do I want to make it? I could put it sideways, but no, I want to make it straight up. I want to no, I can't drop it down too low. I forgot. So I'm still snipping. I am still snipping. So I cut a smaller piece. I got a little bit happy here. But I wasn't talking when I made the sample. That always is the difference. There we go. I'm happy with that now. So now I'm going to peel up this piece of tape, which is harder to peel off because it's the tape I like to use. And we're going to take, and I'm still going to use my tweezers. And I'm going to lay my heart down right on top. I think that works. That works for me. And then we have this little added little thingamajigger, the little bit of, I don't know if it's grapes or wisteria. I've not decided which way it is, but super, super cute and pretty. And I'm going to remove the tape off. And we're going to put it down on our heart. And I could have used, I thought about using one of the other flowers, but this flower in particular, I thought about it, but it seems too many flowers. I thought it it overpowered the heart, where this is just that little added embellishment. I thought it was just right. Little strawberries with that. But we don't want that flower to feel unloved. That would be sad. It would make the flower very, very sad. So we are going to use it. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab some glue. While we still have some, I'm totally shocked. Every time I pull this bottle out and I pull out some glue, I'm shocked that I'm still getting glue out of it. And I cleaned this pin a little bit. Although I'm just waiting to see how long I go, because that pin's been with that bottle since the beginning. But I'm taking it and I'm going to put it on the inside. Remember on the sample, it was on the inside. Let me turn it around, because this is the way, yeah, there we go. This side is, this says this side up. And there. And there, my peeps, is my washi tape card. This is your card number 4 from 4 in 14. And I love it because it's a great Valentine's card, but it'll also lend itself out. You don't have to stamp it if you have, I mean, this is a Elizabeth Craft stamp, but you can do the same premise and use a different stamp. It doesn't have to be Valentine's, but I did this for Valentine's. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you took away a thing or three with this tutorial. And if you did, guys, give me a thumbs up and drop me a line. It so helps with YouTube. All of us YouTubers, we're all about hopefully growing our channels. It's going to take me a million years to grow mine. But maybe if it only takes 999,999, I'll be good with that. So come on, give a girl a hand, a MaddScrapper a hand here. And if you want to see more of this madness, because needless to say, there is more because I'm mad. I mean, let's state the obvious. Then by all means, subscribe and ring that bell, and I will be back with more madness because I would never, never disappoint you with that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go. Go out there and craft, my friends, and make something beautiful. And always remember that what you make and what you give makes a difference in someone's day. So go out there and make a difference. Brighten someone's day, okay? And last but not least, as always, never, ever forget, we're all a little mad here. So come on, peeps, craft the madness with me, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye!